Right, okay. Where am I going to be?
We're on. Let's check in with Michael or Bruce. Okay, we should be going.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Catskill Animal Sanctuary on this beautiful spring morning. I'm Kelly Mullins. I'm the Animal Care Director here at Catskill Animal Sanctuary. And we're going to be going on a little bit of a tour today. We've experienced a few technical difficulties, so bear with us as as Lauren manages through those. And I will take you on a bit of a tour. First of all, maybe we could just get a little Bruce time before we start talking. So I'm going to head into Bruce and Valentina's enclosure. And I think a lot of you probably know Bruce. He is quite the character. Hi, buddy. Good morning. Good morning. I know there's so much for you to say. Hi, buddy. Oh, I love you. Okay, typical Bruce behavior. Hi, buddy. Good morning. I know. Okay, I've got to sit down. In this wet grass, you're going to make me sit in this wet grass. You're going to make me sit down in the wet grass. Come on. Come on. There we go. So Bruce is a lap duck. Takes him a couple minutes to settle in. But then he just loves attention. And you can see him, he kind of shivers with delight. I love you, buddy. I love you. I love you, Dad. Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. So many of you probably know Bruce if you've either visited the sanctuary or you've been on one of our virtual tours. And Bruce is a Muscovy duck who was rescued from, I believe, Brooklyn, and likely from a live market or wet market, as you've probably been hearing a lot about now with the COVID virus pandemic. And Bruce ended up with an older woman living in an apartment in the city. And I suspect he probably sat on the couch, watched movies, and ate a lot of junk food with his companion, who took care of him for a couple of years. But then it became a little too difficult. So Bruce came here to live. One thing, if you can't see it, is Bruce's top beak is cut off. They don't match up. You can see that. And that's what happens to these precious animals when they're in slaughterhouses or live markets. And Muscovies are often used for foie gras, which is considered a delicacy, but what it really is a fatty liver of ducks, and the ducks are force-fed with pipes that are shoved down their throats multiple times a day, and this very, very fattening mash is shoved down their throats. So Bruce came to live here, and he's been quite the ambassador ever since. Talk about personality. This guy's got it. Don't you, buddy? Don't you? Yes. We're pals. Oh, does that feel good? Does that feel good? Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. So if I put Bruce down, then he starts grabbing at my pants or my jacket because he just likes to be kind of held and cuddled. So let me just tell you a little bit about the sanctuary itself. If you have not had the opportunity to visit, we hope very soon that you will be able to come here and visit with us. The sanctuary is about 150 acres. We have around 300 animals, and over the years have rescued thousands and thousands of animals. We're a farmed animal sanctuary, which means animals animals that you normally that are used for food or for example, sheep for wool, or animals who are used for their milk, their bodily secretions, or eggs. These are the animals that we rescue and take in from abuse, neglect, hardships, hoarding cases. There's a lot of hoarding cases that happen. And so they come here to live. The sanctuary, we're not just about rescue, though. We're about education, and it's a very important aspect of our sanctuary because we want to educate people about the plight of these animals, and not only that, but about human health and well-being, because the consumption of animal products obviously has been shown over and over again to create a multitude of human health problems, and that does include the health of the planet. So we like to educate people about climate change, animal agriculture's contribution to climate change, and we also like to champion a vegan lifestyle and educate people about it, not only for health of humans, health of the planet, but also for the compassion that these animals so deserve. Right, Bruce? Bruce said right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Huh. Just a good boy. And I love you. Yes, I do. You're such a good boy. So, I don't know if... Yes, Bruce's companion is Valentina. And Valentina, also a Muscovy hen, she, if you can get a good look at her feet, you could probably see that she has almost no feet at all. She was rescued, but her feet had frostbite. And this happens a lot when we have, say, domestic birds. Oftentimes people have ducks, and they think they can release them into the wild, but domestic ducks cannot survive in the wild. So at some point, if she turns around, we can get a little bit of a look at her feet. She really just has very tiny little nubs. Right, Bruce? Car going by. So, since we all cannot, be together in person, we want to make sure that everybody can still be with us here at the sanctuary and enjoy the animals, the scenery, and also we want to keep you updated on, your favorite animals. Tractor going by. So as you can see, this is still a really busy place. The sanctuary is following all protocols. I don't have my mask on right now simply because I'm doing this video. All of our wonderful admin, education staff, they're all working very hard from home. The only people on the grounds are the animal care staff. We are tired, just like all of you, but we are strong and we're doing very well. Even though things are pretty rough out there, I want to assure you that all of the animals are okay. We're taking really good care of them. And more than anything, I want to extend our deepest appreciation to all of you out there for supporting us, for anyone who donates, for all our volunteers who can't come right now. We appreciate you all so much, and we're thinking about each and every one of you. I saw a little girl on a video, a friend of mine, a little girl, I think she's about 5 right now, and she's sitting in the back seat of her mom's car, and she's making a selfie video of herself. And this little girl said,
She was kind of shouting as she's saying it. I know things are rough out there, but everybody has to be strong. And she had her little hand up and she's showing this mighty little fist. And she's saying, be strong, be strong. Sorry, buddy. And so I want to hopefully bring you some fun and some laugh today and a little information and a little bit of love so that we can all remain strong together in spirit or through technology, and we can all take some deep breaths. I know it's difficult with everybody being at home and you're probably with your partner or spouse or the kids and you want to pull your hair out right now, but take a deep breath and let's go visit with some animals. So, oh, he just snuggled in even more. He does not want me to get up. I gotta go. We gotta go meet some other animals. Okay?
Are we stuck here now?
I think we might be stuck because I don't want to leave. So one of the things is that normally on a bit nicer of a day, Bruce would be in his pool. And he's not in his pool right now because it's a little bit chilly. It's damp. And you might say, well, he's a duck. He would go in the water. And that's absolutely true. But one of the reasons I'm not putting him in his pool right now is because he's such a big boy and he doesn't have the full ability to preen himself the way ducks need to. Back here at the base, kind of at the base of their little tail, there is a little gland called the preen gland. And out of this cute little gland back here, it just looks like a little nub. See if he'll let me find it. Hi, buddy. Hi. Yep, there it is. I don't know if we can get a shot of his preening gland. Where is it? Nope. Can't find it. Oh, your feathers are so nice, I can't find it. Oh, okay. Listen, if somebody was looking at my preening gland, I would probably do the same. So the preening gland secretes this oily, waxy substance, and then they kind of take it and they spread it all around on their feathers. It keeps them from actually the wet getting to their skin, and it also keeps them warm. So if they're in cold weather, oftentimes you'll see ducks or geese out on a pond or something and there's ice and it just seems so cold, but they're not cold at all. Okay, buddy. I just feel like it's too cold. I don't want to put you in that water. Shall we move on? Shall I go visit some other friends? Oh, I love you. I love you so. Yeah, you're a good boy. Okay, I'm going to put you down. We're going to go in the barn and see who else we can see. There you go. Oh, you good? Okay, here we go. I don't know, I get the feeling he really wants to go in. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay, buddy. I think you do want to go in. Let's see. Okay. You want to go for a swim? Oh! When you're with Bruce, you get wet. Okay, so he definitely wanted to go in. You want more or are you ready to get out? You want to get out? You ready? You ready? Come on. There you go. Woo! Was that fun? What a good boy. Oh! Try those wings. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, I'll see you later. I gotta go. Lauren and I have to go catch up with some more friends. Okay,
Okay, so we're going to head over to the main barn and let's see who we can find.
Oh, if we wanted to head the other way, actually, a few of our friends are apparently over there.
Over this way.
The other way.
All right, let's do it. Come on. Come on, guys.
I've been told there are 2 very cute chickens, and probably a third one as well, hanging out over here.
Okay, let's see.
Who have not gotten any screen time yet, which is sad because
You're
they're so
kidding!
precious.
Oh, they're a prominent trio here. Sebastian, Sidra, and Pilar. Let's see if we can find them. As you can see, if you can see in the background, we had snow last night, so things are a little damp this morning. Oh, hello.
Sheep are here.
Oh, you know what? While we're here, let's give a little Talia update, because I know you all have been asking about her. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Okay, I guess that's it. So just quickly to remind you that Talia had been rescued and came here with a number of our sheep herd that you see walking around. That was back in, I believe, 2012. And she was adopted by some wonderful people along with a few other sheep. And then over the years, the sheep had passed away. Talia was the only one left. And, oh, hi Nini.
Nina's stealing the show again, as she does. She's playing with the microphone. Yes, that's
Hi,
very
Stu.
interesting.
Hi, Stu. Hi, Stewie.
Okay, Neems,
Hi, Stewie.
here we go.
Hello, my Stu. Hello. And this, of course, is Stewie. Hello, Stewie. When he gets in trouble, he's Stuart. Hi. Hi, buddy. So, Talia was adopted, as I was saying, and then over the years, her companions had passed away, and the people who her adopters had gotten older and were dealing with some illness as well. And because of Talia's being alone, and sheep do not like to be by themselves, they like to stick together. So she was feeling very lonely. She may have been in heat as well. So she was busting out of the fence and running down the road, and it was a bit much for this older couple to handle. So, of course, we brought Talia back here, and we've actually introduced her to her friends that she was originally rescued with, Scout and Atticus, Micah, who you probably know if you visited us or been on our virtual sanctuary before. Talia's been reintroduced. She's become part of the herd, and hello, handsome boy.
We saw that guy the other day. That, of course, is Christopher. Hi, buddy. Oh, he had to come around the other side to say hi to me.
Yes.
Good boy.
Christopher and Lauren have a very special bond, and he's behind the camera right now. So, Talia is doing great. She's reintroduced to her old herd, her old friends, and it's almost like she never left. So that story, that update, I'm very happy to bring you and let you know. Now, I know a lot of you, oh, look at all this. Look at all this. It's springtime, which means everybody is shedding. And then the sheep get shorn, so that's going to happen in May. Generally, we kind of see what the weather is doing. We don't want them to get too hot because they really get hot with all of this wool on them, but we also don't want to have them shorn too early and then have them be cold at night because the temperatures are still pretty cool here at night. Stewie. Now they're both on the other side of the camera with Lauren.
And we have a couple questions, by the way, too.
Okay,
Let me get that back up. Let's see. We had Sean asking, what were those wacky bins with the black buckets that you walked by?
Oh, those are solar water troughs. We have a few fields on the sanctuary where we don't have electricity out to them, so we can't put water heaters in the water troughs, and we have these solar troughs. So those troughs have been taken away, and they're being cleaned, and then we were just drying them out to be stored, except now they're all wet again from the rain. But yeah, the black thing that you see on the top actually goes down and is inserted, and there's a window on the front that the solar keeps them warm and they don't freeze through the winter. Unless it's really, really cold, then they'll freeze a little bit. Do we have other questions?
Yes, we had 2 questions about Talia, one of them being, does she remember her friends, and vice versa?
Yes, I do believe she remembers her friends. I think they remembered her. When we brought her back, she got out of the car. We had her in the back of my car, actually. She got out, and within no time, it was as if she knew exactly where she was. I think we kept her in the barn. We closed her in just to be safe for, I don't know, a couple of hours. We opened the barn and she was walking around as if she had never left. We waited a little bit to introduce her to the main sheep herd that you saw her go by with, because we wanted to just give them time to acclimate through the fence to make sure there were no issues. And now they're all back together. Sheep are incredibly smart, and they do recognize faces. They recognize each other. They recognize human faces as well.
Trying to get Christopher to come back.
Lauren is trying to get Christopher to turn around to get his feathers up.
I didn't bring any cookies with me today.
Oh no!
That was a mistake.
Oh no, that's bad. No cookies is bad.
Oh, we have some people excited to see Shirley in the background over there.
Oh. Yes.
There
You know
she
what?
is.
Let me pop the light on and maybe you can get a better view of her.
Oh, and it looks like someone related to former healthcare worker Haley is asking about how the ducks are. Penny Lane, Ethel, and little Piggy.
Hi, Haley. They're doing great. Wish we could bring you out there, but it's a little too far out to get out there quick enough to see them with the camera right now. But they're doing great. They have their little house, which has a sectioned off area of the pond, just so everybody knows. And they're the three cutest little ducks you've ever seen. Can you get a shot of Shirley over here?
Yeah, she might be afraid of the tripod, but we'll try to get a little bit of Miss Shirley in.
Shirley is a very shy lady. She has been here for, I don't even remember when she was rescued, when her rescue was.
I think it was 2013.
2013.
That comes to mind.
Thank you, Lauren. Always remembering all the dates and birth dates. And Shirley has always been very shy, quiet. She doesn't hang out with the main sheep herd. She and Nina bunk together. They share a stall. And I'm not going to get too close to Shirley just because she will get scared and she'll move away. But it's really interesting because you have to think about this the way that we think about ourselves. There are some people who are just shy and prefer to be by themselves. That's Shirley. Doesn't matter how long she's here or what we do. She's always had all kinds of love and comfort around her, but she just isn't interested in a lot of company. Human, sheep, or other, she's just not all that interested. And
as you can see, she needs to get her hair cut. That's going to happen very soon. So you might hear a little bit of scratching, and that is, let's see if we can get a shot over here. Who is that? Who's in there? Who's in there? Come here, sweetie. Come here. Hi. So, some of you may know Michael. You okay? Some of you may know Michael. Michael is one of our free-ranging turkeys who sort of, well, she does whatever she wants, basically. And as you can see, you may have heard a lot about turkeys, chickens that are bred for their flesh. And Michael is one of those types of turkeys. Now, Michael is one of the lucky ones who escaped and was found when he was very tiny. I think he was found along the side of the road somewhere. And he, of course, is one of the very lucky ones because millions and millions and millions of them are grown and slaughtered each year for food. They come with a tremendous amount of health issues because they don't generally live to adulthood. In fact, chickens are slaughtered at about 6 weeks. Turkeys, yeah, I said 6 weeks. Isn't that amazing? They're still babies when they're slaughtered. Still peeping. They still have the little, quiet little baby chicken peep. Their eyes are still blue. So turkeys are the same. And I wish Michael would come out. I'm just going to see if I can get Michael to come out, just so you can get a better peek at him.
I was going to ask you if we could maybe see about a Michael hug, which is one of the greatest hugs there is.
Can we do a Michael hug? It may be difficult because he's found fresh straw, and there's lots of good things to peck at in fresh straw. Would you like to, if I bring this out here, will you come into the light? There you go. This is a good boy. This is a good boy. Oh, this is a special boy. This is a special boy. Oh, my goodness. Special girl, I'm sorry. Girl. Michael was rescued by a man named Michael, and the name has stuck. So if you can see the size of Michael, if you could feel under here, you could feel this massive, the breast area, which obviously people like to consume for food. And with these guys, that's my finger. That's my finger. Ow. You can see the size, and you can also, when he walks, you can see the way he walks. If you compare this to, say, a wild turkey that you see in your yard or along the road somewhere, there's a huge difference in their ability to move. These turkeys, they cannot fly. They never fly. The size of their bodies, are so big that their bones, their organs, can't even keep up with the rate of growth of these guys. Michael! Michael! Hi, Michael! Hi, Michael! So you can see, like, he's a very happy, she is a very happy girl. She spends her days hanging out, doing her thing, and actually getting into quite a bit of trouble. And they know us. They're loving, they're gentle. Hi, buddy. Hi, sweeties. And they ignore me.
How many things has Michael tried to steal and eat?
Oh, this is a good one, especially during when we have tours. And Michael is free ranging. We've had some issues with that, and we've had to actually not allow him to free range during tours. So hopefully you guys will be back and can meet her in person. But let's see, there was baby wipes. There was, there was something, of course there's been string, there's been paper towels. What else, Lauren, do you remember? There's been other things.
Pizza.
Rubber gloves he's tried to eat. She's tried to, actually she may have consumed pieces of some of those things. She has not learned her lesson. So, we have any turkey questions about our sweet Michael? Come on, Michael. Come on, Michael. Oh, hello, baby.
I think in the chat we just have a lot of fans of Michael. People talking about getting some Michael hugs.
Michael. I don't think Michael is interested in hugging right now.
Not today.
It's just too exciting with some of this fresh straw that was put down. There you go.
What might be in the fresh straw that she's pecking around in?
Well, you can see that straw has, sometimes you can see it, there's the little head, the seed head, and in that there might be some seeds left over. So I'll see if I can find anything so you know what I'm talking about. What? What is it? What is it? Oh my God, is there something good in there? Is there something good in there? Nope, I'm not finding one. So it's basically the grass that has gone to seed. There's a little head on the top. It's kind of like a little seed head. It's got multiple seeds on it. And that's what she's looking for.
Maybe she ate them all already.
Oh, it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. Yeah. Hi. How about this? How about this? How about a little scratch in your wingtips? Oh, okay. And now, looking for something better to do. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So how about if we... No seed heads. Sorry, folks. Can't show it to you. And Christopher is right behind Lauren, who's behind the camera.
He's my assistant.
Yes, he is.
Assistant videographer.
He very much so is. Okay, sweetheart. I think we have to go now. Yeah, we have other friends to visit, and that's my finger. Yeah. No. No shavings. No shavings. We don't need shavings. No. Okay. Okay. So let's take a walk around. We're going to take a look and see who else is around. Okay. Should we head down to see the foot?
It is up to you.
Let's
There are
go.
quite a number of goats at the end of the barn there.
Yep, the underfoot, who are our free-range family of goats and sheep and pot-belly pigs and turkeys. The goats are down here at the end of the aisle, so we're going to go say hi.
There's one right now.
Oh, many of you may know Violet, our very famous little Violet, who was bottle-fed. Hello, baby Alice. Hello, baby Alice. Hello. Hello, little one. I was talking about little Violet over here who disappeared into the stall, but you probably remember the story of Violet, who was actually born here. Her mother was rescued when she was pregnant, and it was the most bitter cold night in the midst of winter, and we had rescued a bunch of goats from a horrible backyard butcher case in Orange County, New York. So I got a call that there was a baby in her mom's stall, and rushed over, and there were baby goats. And I saw in the middle of the stall this tiny little wet lump just sitting there. and for a moment didn't even know what it was. Mom had already cleaned off 2 of her babies, and I went over, and here was this little tiny Violet, tiny, and I put her by her mom, and her mom really did not want anything to do with her, completely rejected her, which can happen because there were triplets, and that's a lot for a mom to take care of, and oftentimes one of them, who is the smallest or weakest, won't make it, so they reject them. And this is Alice. Hello, Alice.
Oh.
Alice.
No, Alice. Nope.
Alice. I'll try to distract Alice. Alice will not leave the microphone alone. So I rushed baby Violet along with a sibling, and I rushed her to the vet, but I honestly didn't think that she was going to make it. She was so tiny. And lo and behold, our amazing former animal care coordinator really nursed her for months, bottle fed, kept her at home, brought her home every night, brought her to work every day, and Violet survived. And a lot of you probably have gotten to know Violet a little bit. She's turned into, she's got quite the personality, let's put it that way. She was a tiny, sweet little baby, and now she's all grown up, and she is one sassy lady. She is also with some of her roommates, Lonnie and is that Loretta? Yep, and Loretta. All right, and Michael's heading back over. So this is some of the fun activity that happens here in the main barn. I hope it's bringing you some joy today to see everybody. Pretty good, Michael.
So many things to investigate.
So many things.
Did you want to give an update on Amos, by the way?
I do want to give an update on Amos. I know a lot of you have been asking about Amos. We have a very famous duo here, Jesse and Amos, 2 steer, and very recently Jesse passed away very suddenly. The boys were rescued from a place called the Catskill Game Farm. It was a notorious zoo locally here, and they closed down, and they were sending all of their animals to auction. And some local sanctuaries and animal activists jumped in, one being Kathy Stevens, our founder and director, to try to rescue some of these animals. And Jesse and Amos were 2 of them. Since they were together pretty much their entire lives, they were very bonded, and when Jesse passed away, we were very concerned about Amos because animals mourn the same exact way that we do. They feel it, they mourn for their friends and their family, they cry, they get depressed, some of them stop eating. So we've been checking on Amos many, many times a day. People are going out, they're grooming him, they're spending time with him, just so that we can make sure that we're checking on him all of the time. And right now, he's doing okay. He's eating as normal. He is spending some time alone. We know he feels it. We know he feels the loss. And soon he will be introduced to someone that hopefully they will bond, and he will have another companion. We're not doing it just yet because I don't want to rush that process. For any of you who have lost someone and gone through a mourning process, it does take some time. So Amos is doing okay. I want to thank everybody for all of the updates about him, for all of the questions about him, for asking about him. And we want to make sure that we keep you updated on how he's doing. And we certainly will bring you video and information when we introduce him to someone new. You can't see it, but
Meanwhile,
Christopher is right here getting some love.
and we did have a couple other questions. Do you want to maybe head down the other end of the barn, check in with our friends there? And as we're going, I can ask a couple of questions that some of our friends have shared in the chat. Sorry if we don't get to all of you, though, but there have been so many questions, which is fantastic. Let's see. We just had Butterfly Never Lands ask about what happens to the bodies of our friends after they've passed away.
That is a very common question, actually. And when we lose someone, they are buried here on the site. We have a cemetery area. And what we do is we do something called above ground burial. It's highly recommended by the Department of Agriculture because it is the fastest way for us to return their bodies to the earth. So let's go down and take a look at everybody down here and see how they're doing today.
And before we get to the goats, we did have a question about the birds.
Yes.
And about how we feed the eggs to the birds. And why we hard boil them rather than just give them to them raw.
Well, we take all the eggs that our birds lay, we clean them, and then we hard boil them. We have a crock pot that we actually put them in, and once they're done, they're hard boiled, we mash them all up, and they get mashed up really well, and then they're distributed to the birds. The reason that we hard boil them instead of raw is we want to make sure that we're getting rid of any bacteria or anything. We also want to make sure that we crush up the shell so that they can consume that part because there's calcium in that and they need the extra calcium, especially the hens who lay eggs. The laying eggs really depletes their body of calcium. And they do love them. Even in the wild, birds will consume their own eggs, raw of course, unless they've got a crock pot. So, come on, let's go check on these guys.
All right, this will be the last couple minutes that we have left here. So if you have any last questions, things you want to share, go ahead and feel free. And we will have another video session at 1 o'clock today. So we'll see you back there for that too.
Okay, so you might be wondering what I have in my hand. This is a shedding blade, and I had said before that it's springtime, and and everybody's shedding, and also they get really itchy trying to get all of this extra undercoat off of themselves. So they love the shedding blade. This is Bartleby. I think a lot of you know Bartleby. He's a sassy man. I remember the very first day that he arrived here, he was rescued, and an older couple had taken him in as foster, and we accepted him. He came here with the couple, and he decided that he was going to own this place, and he has ever since.
And Bartleby is not allowed near the camera equipment.
Bart,
no, sir.
Don't do it. I knew it. Bart. So this is Bart's typical thing. He's not being mean. He's not mean in any way. He's simply a goat. And part of what goats do is to play and to greet is they rear up and they bang heads and they headbutt you. Don't you? Don't you? Yeah, that feels good. That feels good. Oh, oh.
All right, I think we'll do one more question for now because this one's kind of cute and silly. Regular viewer Sean is asking, Kelly, if you had to pick an animal enclosure or stall to live in, which would be the coziest?
Oh my God, I wish I could show you. It might be, ooh, I do like the nice the warming glow of the heat lamps, so I would probably pick one of the birdhouses. Maybe Bruce's stall. It's nice and cozy and there's lots of bedding. You may find me sleeping in there one night. So I really want to end by extending my deepest gratitude to everyone. Maybe could you turn around, Bart, so we can see the other side of you? Can we see the other side? And not near the camera. Not near the camera. Okay, there we go. I want to extend our deepest gratitude to you for watching, for supporting us. This is obviously a horrible time for all of us, but you're with us and we're with you. We think about everyone out there very often and want you to know that things will get better. This is not going to last forever. We all have to stay strong, and we are through these difficult times. But we hope that, these videos bring you a little bit of sunshine into your life and just help you to feel a little bit better and feel closer to us while you're quarantined at home. So please reach out to us, send us your questions. We love getting your questions, and please make sure to tune in at, I believe, 1 o'clock, Lauren?
Yep, 1 o'clock.
All right.
With Kaden, who's going to be, we're going to hopefully see some old friends who some of you might know, but maybe haven't seen for a while.
Yep. I believe we're going to be visiting with some cows. Is that correct?
We'll get the cows on video, but there's a few goats who, in particular, one who looks kind of like Tigger, but is not Tigger. And we'll leave it at that. For now, I think.
So everyone out there, thank you so much for sitting in with us and supporting us. Please, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay connected, not in person, and we will get through this, everyone. Stay strong. We can do this. Oh, I love you, Bart. I love you. I love you.